President Donald John Trump right now, back in the news. You always know he's in the news. Democrats in shambles, everything this brother does, they upset about it, man. Let me tell you something, man. President Donald Trump, man of action. So the latest thing is the situation with Israel and Iran and the F-bombs that President Donald Trump is dropping, and of course the other things that are happening, the escalation that's happening, the war that's happening between Israel and Iran. So of course they're upset. But let's go ahead and let's get to this press conference outside of the White House. They in shambles over the words that President Trump has said about Israel and Iran, as if we don't all talk this way. We all speak French. And then he has some choice words about some of the legacy media that we all know is just trash. So let's take a look, man. Let's take a look. Without further ado, the man of action, President Donald John Trump.
I'm not happy that Israel's going out now. There was one rocket that I guess was fired overboard. It was after the time limit, and it missed its target. And now Israel's going out. These guys got to calm down. Ridiculous. I didn't like plenty of things I saw yesterday. I didn't like the fact that Israel unloaded right after we made the deal. They didn't have to unload. And I didn't like the fact that the retaliation was very strong. But in all fairness, Israel unloaded a lot. And now I hear Israel just went out because they felt it was violated by one rocket that didn't land anywhere. That's not what we want, I'll tell you. And I'm telling you, I'm not happy about that, Israel, either. All I do is play both sides. I'm going now, as you know, to NATO. Some of you are going with me, and I think it's going to be successful. We'll see. I'll let you know.
Both sides not to violate the ceasefire, but reports coming from the region suggest that the sides accuse each other for violating the ceasefire. So
I think they both violated it. I don't think I'm not sure they did it intentionally. They couldn't rein people back. I don't like the fact that Israel went out this morning at all, and I'm going to see if I can stop it. So as soon as I get away from you, I'm going to see if I can stop it, okay? I think it's been completely demolished. I think the reason we're here is because those pilots, those B-2 pilots, did an unbelievable job. And, you know, the fake news, like CNN in particular, they're trying to say, well, I agree that it was destroyed, but maybe not that destroyed. You know what they're doing? They're really hurting great pilots that put their lives in the line. CNN is scum, and so is MSDNC. They're all, and frankly, the networks aren't much better. It's all fake news, but they should not have done that. Those pilots hit their targets. Those targets were obliterated, and the pilots should be given credit. They're not after the pilots, they're after me. They want to try and demean. Iran will never rebuild its nuclear. From there? Absolutely not. That place is under rock. That place is demolished. The B-2 pilots did their job. They did it better than anybody could even imagine. They hit late in the evening. It was dark with no moon, and they hit that target with every one of those things, and that place is gone. But when I see CNN all night long, they're trying to say, well, maybe it wasn't really as demolished as we thought. It was demolished. You take a look at the pinpricks, and you see that place is gone. And I will say, I think CNN ought to apologize to the pilots of the B-2s. I think that MSDNC ought to apologize. I think these guys really, these networks and these cable networks are real losers. You really are. You're real losers.
I think it's always interesting that they always try to diminish anything that President Donald John Trump does, man. Always, always, always. You see it on social media. You see it with legacy media, everything. According to them, he hasn't done anything right. And according to them, Joe Biden was sharp as a tack and nothing was wrong. And Joe Biden was this excellent president. If you take a look at the actions of President Donald John Trump when it comes to the border or it comes to this particular attack, right? So he is knocking out their nuclear capabilities. These are things that President Barack Obama spoke on. And I'll drop a video here in a second.
Today, I authorized 2 operations in Iraq. Targeted airstrikes to protect our American personnel. Last night, on my orders, America's armed forces began strikes against ISIL targets in Syria. Today, the American people give thanks for the extraordinary service of our men and women in uniform. Today, I authorize the Armed Forces of the United States to begin a limited military action in Libya. That action has now begun. Make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time. It's going to take time to dislodge these terrorists, especially from urban areas. If the United States has Al-Qaeda, Bin Laden, top-level lieutenants in our sights, and Pakistan is unable or unwilling to act, then we should take them out.
But President Barack Obama has done the same thing in terms of bombing countries that he thought were a threat, and he did these things. And from what I recollect, man, there was no pushback. And at that time, I was a Barack Obama supporter. I voted for the brother twice, man. Like I said, I love the idea of Barack Obama. I just find it very interesting, man. They're not against what he's doing. They're against the man. That's simple as that. They are only against President Donald John Trump. I guarantee you, if Joe Biden, Kamala Harris did the same thing, they would have no issue. Just like when Barack Obama did the same thing, they had no issue. This is what I find interesting, and people have woken up to that. This is what they don't understand. People see, well, a lot of people see exactly what you guys are doing, man. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with our country. It has everything to do with party, and it has everything to do with this man right here, the man of action, President Donald John Trump.
You're gutless losers. I say that to CNN because I watch it. I have no choice. I got to watch that garbage. It's all garbage. It's all fake news. But I think CNN is a gutless group of people. And the people that run it, nobody even knows it's been sold so many times. But the people that run it ought to be ashamed. MSDNC, a guy named Brian Roberts, he heads it. He's a disgrace. He's a weak, pathetic disgrace.
Damn.
Do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have a reply in Iran?
Hey, before we get to Fox News here, I wanted to get their opinion on this. President Donald Trump dropped the F-bomb, man, and they all in shambles about it, as if we all don't speak French, man. So let's just keep it real, man. We're human. We cuss our ass off. It is what it is, man. I mean, some of us more than others. But this is the thing, what I like. President Trump kept it real. He's upset with Israel. He's upset with Iran. He's upset with both of them. Like he said, man, they've been fighting so long, they don't know what the F they're doing. I believe President Donald Trump wants peace. And when we talk about Iran's nuclear capabilities, these are things that was spoken on before. But once again, when it was President Obama, I don't remember any pushback. I don't. And now you have President Trump, who was doing everything that the Democrats were championing before. Now all of a sudden, all these things are issues. So let's get over here, man. But President Trump speaks French, man. He speaks it well, just like the rest of us, man. We speak it, man. They don't know what the F they doing, man.
Straight to a Fox News alert. President Trump says he's unhappy with both Israel and Iran, saying both nations violated their bilateral ceasefire agreement.
The president warning Israel that any military action will go against the deal after a senior Israeli official told Fox News that they will have to retaliate with force against Iran's missiles.
So the president right now is heading to the Netherlands to meet with NATO leaders.
Here's that Iran violated the peace agreement and the ceasefire agreement. Do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning happening and Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Wow, and that's what a lot of people are talking about, the expletive at the end, but that's he just being honest.
He's furious.
Right.
I had the opportunity to just talk to him.
I just think that President Donald John Trump, I believe that this man, he has principles. And I think that he really wants peace and he's tired of it. It's just, to him, it's simple, man. Look, y'all need to stop. I came in, I did what I needed to do, and I guess there was a ceasefire. And, you know, both sides decided to go against that ceasefire. Hopefully, we get a ceasefire out there. I mean, who wants war, man? We don't want people dying, women, children, soldiers, young men. We don't want people dying, man. So I know people are very upset that the United States is so beholden to Israel. I don't quite understand that whole thing, so I won't even dive into that. But I am researching to find out a little bit more because this is something that has been around forever. But in the past, I didn't give a damn, to be quite honest with you. Full disclosure. But, you know, now as I am getting older and I'm getting into politics a lot more, learning more every day, this is something that piques my interest.
Before we just went on air for the 8 o'clock hour, and I said, I haven't seen you this upset in a while. What's really going on? He had just hung up with Bibi Netanyahu, the prime minister, and he said that the prime minister is bringing all the planes back. I said, why are you so frustrated with Israel? And he says because he didn't feel like it was good faith, that even though they still had some time until the ceasefire, that they essentially unloaded on Iran. I said, what about Iran as it relates to some of the reports that they're still doing their program? He says they got to save face for the country. They still got to appear to be strong. But he goes, their program is done. He said, our pilots fixed all of that when they hit their targets there. But he goes, I'm not happy with both of them, but more so Israel, because he goes, it's over, it's done. The program is done.
Well, and he also said in that press conference that he's upset with Israel because Iran targeted them after the ceasefire, but it was one missile that went nowhere, he said. So for Israel to retaliate against that when nothing happened with that Iranian missile, he doesn't feel like that was in Israel's, they shouldn't have done that, he said.
I'm all for Israel hitting every target possible within those final 8 hours. They got about 100 launchers hiding under tunnels. There's other people. There's other assassinations got to take place. These nuclear scientists got to go. These higher commands got to go. They spent their entire existence trying to kill Israelis and kill us. And now with the president's referring to, and I think he's right, I don't know if they can do it, but when you have Iran's chief nuclear scientist, Mohammad Eslami, say on Tuesday, they're going to immediately tell Mir News, they're immediately going to start again with their nuclear program. Well, I mean, that's like in your face to us and to Israel.
Well, we knew they were going to do that. We saw those trucks removing some of the enriched uranium out of the facilities. Mike Tobin confirmed that. Exactly. So where is that enriched uranium? We saw those 5 planes go in from China, go into Iran. Did they take enriched uranium back to China to protect it while Iran was preparing to get blasted? Where is that enriched uranium? But I have faith in this president, and I appreciate hearing him say they will never have nuclear facilities again.
But here's the other issue. They have to stop financing all their proxies. Ceasefire's great, but if you want to get to the next step, I don't know how you enforce this. Hamas can't get another dollar, Houthis can't get another dollar, and Hezbollah can't get another dollar. They did not back Iran when the chips were down. Either did Russia and North Korea, either did China. So we got to make sure that they just can't reconstitute and we're not back here in 18 months.
But if they do, Israel has great intelligence. We have intelligence. We would know where it is. And look what our military did on Saturday. They could do that again.
Well, but it's very hard to take down. What they do with Hezbollah, there's only going to be one pager operation, one walkie-talkie operation. They can't do this again. They cannot get rocketed from both sides. And Hamas has got to be finished And in a couple of weeks, I guess they're going to look to talk and get the final hostages out. But they have no more money flowing to them right now, no more money flowing to Hezbollah. If that stays the same, then we could watch these guys wither. Lebanon could actually get Lebanon back.
Brian, you know, from an ideology standpoint, I agree with you. I agree with you that this is something that is deeply rooted in the radical Islamic ideology there in Iran, and they're never going to stop. But I do see the president points of, you got to give peace a shot, because he's not only dealing with Iran, but he also has to at least appear to the Muslim world, to the UAE, to Egypt, to Jordan, that he's trying to get a close to this. So working a lot of different factions.
But as you know, Iran is enemies to all those countries.
100%.
They just don't want to come out and say it.
Because of their people.
Right.
The Ayatollah. Most of the Iranians don't like this regime, but they have a lot of power.
The mullahs.
I think it's interesting, man. This whole situation is interesting. And like I said, I'm educating myself on this situation more and more as politics in general. So President Donald John Trump, I think that he did what was in the best interest of the situation. So you have a lot of people on both sides, right? There's pushback. So, you know, of course, with my newfound interest over the last few years in politics, I have friends and family and friends that are like family that contact me about stuff like this. Well, what do you think about this? This is what I think, man. I think that President Donald John Trump can run this country better than BNB, black man voting. But I think that I could run the country better than Joe Biden. This is what I think.